Hello everyone and welcome to Infused Transitions. I am so glad that you are here. I appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who are new, we are so glad that you have found us and we hope that the reading resonates with you. If you find by any chance that it's not, know that there are several that you can choose from on this channel, so you can just go scroll through the videos. And yeah, we hope that you decide to become a part of our channel and part of our community. For those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for your constant and continued support. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who are sharing share, subscribe, like, doing that thumbs up, a special shout out to all of you because that is truly important, not only to YouTube channel and getting helps to get the video into the algorithm and all of that, but it's just really means a lot to me. It also does help us to get the readings out to others who it may help support and assist. Okay, without further ado, guys, we are going to jump in. Just lastly, let me just say, for those of you who are new, if you're wanting to know how I read, you can find that information in the description box below, along with if you're wanting to work with me one-on-one, get a private reading, go into my multidimensional Ascension coaching. You can do all of that by asking me questions down there at the email provided in the description box. Okay, so these are the decks that I have out here. We'll see where it goes. We have Gateway Oracle and Soul Coaching Oracle, both by Denise Lynn. And we have Carolyn Miss, her archetypal deck. All right, archetype deck. So that's where we're going to begin. We'll see what happens. So I typically refer to this as often as my reveal and reset reading, simply because it is about revealing information and giving you insights and possible steps that you can adapt to and adjust to your situation to help you to reset, meaning to help you to course correct. All right. We're going to first see, where are you now? Where is your next most aligned place to be? And what is going to help you get from here to here? You know, what archetypal are you in now? What archetypal would be beneficial or the most aligned for you to get into? And what archetype can help you get from here to there? All right. Let's go first with where current energy, please. Remember, these readings are general. Thank you. Oh, we have two coming out. Okay, so all right. So we have the Scribe. In the light attribute, it is persevering knowledge and information. Preserving knowledge and information. And in the shadow side of it, it's altering facts and or plagiarizing others' works. So that's the Scribe. And then we have the Guide. In the light attribute, it represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. And in the shadow, it places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insights. All right. So let's get this up there so you guys can see that. Okay, so we have the Scribe and the Guide. And I can see how they can work hand in hand, whether we're talking about in the light aspects or in the shadow attribute. Hopefully you're in the light aspects. If not, and you're in the shadows, hopefully this is going to help you to be able to, one, just understand what do these things look like when they're in the light, and help you to want to move into your better, more aligned energy. So what archetype is in the more aligned place to be? What's the archetype that is the next most aligned place to be? Oh, Oh, that could have fallen off. Thankfully it did not. Put those in the right direction. Mentor. Okay, so in the light attribute, it's passing on wisdom and refining a student's character. In the shadow aspects, it is inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction or imparting false instruction. So the interesting thing is that you can see how this has a natural progression to this, right? So the scribe, when we're in the light, we're writing down, we're preserving the knowledge and the information. We're writing down, this is how I work, this is what I do, this is, you know, how it helps others. This is my process. What I've learned from this, what I've cleared up for myself around this, you know, blah, 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 that kind of information. So you're getting it all written down so that you can pass it on. And then again, in the guide, you represent the nature of divine life and in yourself. So this is about walking in alignment, walking your talk and talking your walk with genuineness, with authenticity, in truth and in light. And I would say that this is where it's feeling like this is okay, this is where I'm at now, this is me working on me. So the natural progression is then teaching others how to do that for themselves. You're passing on your wisdom, you're passing on what you have known. You're helping others to develop their character in their authenticity. And I do feel like it is just a natural progression. All right, so what can help get from here to here? What archetype would help and support to get from over here to here? You're being very careful. There we go. The engineer. What's on the bottom of the deck? Monk or nun. Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. That's why they told me to look on the bottom. So I feel like this can be played out in a way that doesn't mean you have to isolate yourself. It doesn't mean they're telling you to go be a monk or to be a nun, unless that's what's aligned for you and what is your path and journey and what you're wanting to do, of course. I feel like, though, it is just saying having that devotion and being very laser focused, that to go from here to here, that's what's going to help you to achieve this, right? Being dedicated to whatever you say, you know, to God, source, spirit, universe, utmost high, you know, whatever that is for you, being dedicated to expressing that within. And then, of course, it gets expressed outside of yourself, right? So I feel like that is a way to help you strengthen yourself to get from here to here, is that laser focus, being very devoted, being very dedicated, and really declaring this again for yourself internally first, and then being able to translate that out into helping others, okay? Then we have the engineer and the light attribute. It's the ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Let me finish reading that. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. So again, I feel like this is part of your steps and going to help you with that. So you've got the devotion, dedication, and the laser focus. These are steps. These are attributes that would be very good for you to help you get from here to here. The other part of that is being able to take your creative expression and give it a practical way of application, like, you know, application and expression. So you know, it can, and that can be really hard. And to be honest with you guys, this is kind of something that is affecting me now, because it's like, learning how to take the creativity, the intuitiveness, the gifts, the naturalness of those things, which literally are very emotional, very spiritual, very heart-centered is what I mean by emotional. Very heart-centered, very spiritual. And when it comes to the brain, it's processed, if you will, in one side of the brain. Whereas in the, okay, now how do I get that into this part where I can monetize that? And there's nothing wrong with making money off of your gifts, even your spiritual gifts, people. All gifts to me are spiritual gifts, whether we recognize that or not. But it's having a way to be able to practically apply that can be very, very challenging for people who are very spiritual, very intuitive, and to be able to apply it in a way that, one, that people are going to relate and realize and see demonstrated to them, as well as realize, hey, I can have that. I can be that way inside. I can have that balance and alignment inside. I can be the light inside first for myself. And then as I shine, it does affect others, right? And we can choose to affect others in a positive, high vibrational way, or in not so good ways, right? It is a balance. It is a balance between this part and the engineer part, right? And that's the tricky part. But I do feel like it's saying that if you can work on finding this balance between that spirituality, the intuitiveness, the spiritual side, the heart-centered side, and be able to really ground that into practical ways in this reality, so that it is understandable, digestible, and receivable to others. That's what's going to be what helps you to get over to here. I realize that may sound, well, that's really vague. Well, because you know where your challenges are. And if you don't know where your challenges are, it's going in and saying, okay, well, again, it's really, I'm very big on, let's look within. So when I talk about this, do you scoff? And if you scoff, that's okay. Don't judge yourself about it, and don't judge me about it. It's just, why did I scoff at that? Well, maybe it's because I don't believe that that's possible for me. Or maybe I don't believe that there's a way that this kind of work can fit into this kind of reality. Whatever that is for you, write these things down. These are beliefs. Beliefs are at the core of what typically holds us back. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let's see if I can get that. I guess I can't get that glare off of there. Yeah, so I can't get the glare off, guys. Sorry. As I've told you, for those of you returning, I'm still trying to find my space that works well. Anyway. Yeah. And when I talk about you being a mentor, did that bring in some, whatever I've said here, if it made, whatever your response was, is where you are. And that's okay. It's not about beating yourself up over it. It's not about, it's about being aware. And now that you're aware, tune in, ask yourself about each of these, write those things down, and then work on those beliefs. How do I shift those beliefs? Why do I believe those things that I believe? And then let's heal that, and then let's move on with that. And again, this is one of the main things I do in my one-on-one multidimensional ascension coaching, is clearing out these beliefs and things. Look at that. Look deeper. Yeah. Mending your bridges and emerging to grace. So believing in magic. Okay. So they're saying just flip it over, girl. And then giving birth to your new ideas and soaring into joy. embark on your adventure and sharing yourself and communicating freely, dwelling in your truth. This is going to have you starting fresh and flying free, rising above where you are. Expecting miracles is okay. Follow your bliss, but it's going to be important to do that in a way that, again, is relatable and understandable, and that you can make it applicable, making a difference. This is going to allow you to cultivate prosperity and being able to hear your messages from spirit. I mean, come on, guys. Now I got to put them all the other way. Hold on a second. Did you hear all that I just said, right? I mean, wow, and I didn't even see this one. Awakening ancient wisdom. Yeah. So, you know, I was gonna shuffle and deal out, but then sometimes that's not how they have me do it. Again, just so that you know, you're hearing this. Looking deeper. Deep within me is majestic radiance, but looking deeper, like I just said, do the work, go through, ask yourself these questions, taking a deeper look at yourself, looking within. I don't think we're going to need that one. Believing in magic. Again, anywhere where you scoff at this, any of these words, or you don't believe, or you're like, whatever, right? You know, that's a belief. There's something there for you that is getting in the road, that is getting in the way. So again, believe in magic. Awakening ancient wisdom. Deep inner knowing is emerging within me. There's, you know, it's in there. It's wanting to come out. It's waiting to connect with you so that you can bring this out first for yourself, and then learn how to translate that into something that is practical, that is going to help you to get this out there, and you can start mentoring others. Emerging into grace, right? I open my soul to grace. And again, if you're not sure, what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, you know, I would suggest deeply looking into multiple sources, and, you know, dare I say, go back to actual books that were published back in the day, before people started changing definitions of things to suit their whatever, and really look, okay, what does grace mean? And then read those definitions and check other sources, check modern sources, check urban sources, check traditional sources. Go back even further into the, you know, way back, and see what speaks to you, what resonates with you. Mending bridges. I heal rifts. I am a mender. So interesting thing here. We have mender, mentor. Mender, mentor. The first three words or letters are the same. The last three are different, which to me speaks volumes. You can mend yourself, and as a mentor, you are helping to mend others as they are going through their journey. And you become that bridge for these other people to go find their aligned way to be, right? Whatever that is. You're giving birth to something brand new. I am bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world. Because here's the thing, even if you have a million mentors out there, no two are, and even if they've all taken the exact same trainings, the exact same education, the exact same this, the exact same that, it's still going to be different, because we still are our own individual beings. We've had our own paths, our own journeys, our own families, our own past lives. We have our own things that have developed our characters and our attitudes, our beliefs. And we are hopefully continuing to grow. But you're giving birth to something completely new and different here. And I think that that's a pretty amazing thing. You're soaring into joy. Childlike wonder fills my life. And I feel like part of this is telling you it's okay to have that childlike belief that things can happen. Things things can fall into place. Things can change, because kids aren't weighed down a lot of times when they're much younger and early in their life. They're not weighed down by those, the things that in life that have us become cynical or beaten down, or whatever you want to say and or imply there. Okay. You're embarking on an adventure. So I savor the wonders of the world, really allowing yourself to enjoy the process. And here's the thing, people used to say it to me and oh my gosh, it would just tick me off, because I was like, you think this is pleasurable? You think this is fun? You think I'm supposed to find any fun in this? Yeah, that was just a lot of hurt, a lot of pain speaking, versus being able to look at it from a very centered, grounded. That's not saying that from that centered and grounded place and space that things cannot be challenging or difficult. It doesn't mean that you're not going to go through things. You are, but it is a very different perspective. And it's also vibing in a very different vibration. Whereas the one is vibing here and the other one is vibing here. You're still going through your challenges and having to create change and shift. You're just doing it from a completely different vibration space, if that makes sense. Sharing yourself, which again, we have with this mentor. We have mentor. We go from the scribe, the guide, to the mentor. Even as a scribe, when you're writing things down, books are still mentoring people. They're still sharing yourself with other people in that written way. Being a guide and a mentor, very, very similar, and have some overlapping qualities there. These are all things about sharing yourself, because there are people out there waiting to learn what only you can deliver for them. And even that, if you go, yeah, right, or yeah, I don't think so, or I don't know what I could possibly, these are beliefs. These are beliefs. Launching your journey. I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. And again, it's again shifting that attitude, right? Shifting that attitude. I don't know if I can do that. Look at that. I mean, look at the imagery on that. Flying hot air balloon flying and seeing some of the various wonders of the world. In a ballerina tutu and long formal gloves and riding on a zebra. Again, we see very foreign and distant lands of different kinds, of different areas, different cultures and locations. And it's all about traveling. So for some of you, I would say travel could be very well be in your future. May even be something you're doing now, and maybe you're not realizing that in these travels, you could already be doing this stuff while you're traveling. Here she's flying by helium balloons, and she's allowing herself to enjoy in the moment. And even with the ancient awakening, ancient wisdom, again, we have the cup there, the chalice, which is so beautiful in of itself. Communicating freely. I communicate from the depths of my being very honest, being authentic, being honest, being authentic, and creating your style of communication, but yet still making it understandable so that it can be translated, if you will, into a way that people will understand. Dwelling in your truth, standing in the light of truth, being authentic, being in integrity, walking in divine love, light, and life, right? I mean, you guys are being given a lot of information here if you just wish to look into it and see, how does that apply to me? What is speaking to me and what's not speaking to me, and why is it not speaking to me? Is it because of beliefs I hold? Is it because of an experience I had or experiences? Is it because I don't believe? I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in intuition. I don't believe in, which, I find hard to believe, or else you wouldn't be here. Starting fresh, a wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. And interestingly enough, they use the yin yang. And again, they have the seasons of the year in here. And I talked about that balance between the spiritualness, the intuitiveness, the creativity side of the brain, and the very logical side, the discerning side, the savvy side in this dimension's way of doing things. You don't have to be that way, but knowing how to translate your stuff in a way that's relatable is about balancing those two sides of the hemisphere in the brain, which have two very different specialties, if you will. Flying free. I unfurl my wings and I fly. Again, we have flying. It is, we are being told that we can fly, we can soar. This will bring success. It will bring success. You're rising above. I see only beauty and grace. Again, learning, remember what I said about you can vibe down here or you can vibe here. You're still going to go through your challenges, but you're doing it at a higher vibration. You can rise above the vibration that you're currently holding, the space you're currently holding. You can still shift yourself and shift things into a different vibration while you process, while you create, while you apply discernment and intellect in this part of your journey. Expect miracles. And again, if you don't believe that, if you don't believe in miracles, those are beliefs. Why do you hold those beliefs? Identify the beliefs, identify why you hold them, if it's at all possible for you to do that. And then you can work on healing them and letting them go. So miracles are blossoming in my life. Okay. Following your bliss, my soul sings with joy, soaring into joy, rising above, flying free. I mean, these miracles, these are all things that are part of following your bliss and allowing your soul to sing. Making a difference. Again, that's what being a scribe, being a guide, in engineering these things into a way to get them out into the world that people can understand, and being a mentor. This is all of these things are about making a difference in the world, making a difference within yourself and within your world, and then making a difference in the world at large and with various people. And every person that you touch in a positive, high vibrational way are then taking their refreshed, renewed, or bright, shiny new light out into the world as well. And man, do we need that. We could really, really use that. My inner light shines far and wide. And again, we see all the different, we have ocean and we have sand and we have the wind blowing, and which can imply, very, very far reaching. Very far reaching. Cultivating prosperity. This stuff can bring you a prosperous life. And if you hold this belief that in order to be spiritual, you have to be poor, or in order to be, practical and, designing and very, focused and this and that means you can't be spiritual. These are all beliefs. Learning to heal those things. The abundance of the universe is pouring into my life. And again, we see the garden here, which takes planting. It takes prepping the land. It takes gathering your quality seeds. It takes planting. It takes nurturing in the process to help these things to continue to grow and to move forward, and to in turn also grow their own seeds that then will continue to spread. Hearing messages from Spirit. I am a clear channel for messages from Spirit. So again, being being spiritual, being connected into spirit, God, source, universe, utmost high, whatever that is for you. It is very you can take these messages that you hear, again, write them down. Learning how to represent that divine in life and in yourself and in life, and learning how to bring that to others. Sometimes that can even just be talking about channeling for people, whatever messages that you get from, much like what I do here. So anyways, guys, these are the messages that I have for you. I think this is a beautiful reading. I think we've been given a lot to think about. We've been given steps. You can see where you are, where it would be best for you to go with this, and some practical steps to be able to do this. These are the beautiful things that are waiting for you in this process. And again, the biggest thing is you're going to want to make sure you're changing your vibration, and you allow yourself to update, upgrade, up-level, recalibrate, integrate, embody, and express, right? So until next time, guys, thanks so much. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, the notification bell, and those thumbs up.